It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
This is big time.
Hey,
You know when you're sitting in a car on Lincoln Avenue, that's big time.
you still got that clap going.
And I've got the clap going, which is another problem.
This is so great, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Immediately regretted that sentence.
I know. I immediately regretted taking that
I'm just
golden
getting it now, so.
And we're on Lincoln Avenue. We're in Lincoln Park. This is Car Con Carne. This is my podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne, joined tonight by the man on the right, who is Dan Dougherty. He is a cartoonist. He's also an accomplished musician. We'll get to his new music in a second. In the backseat, he is the owner of Evette's and All Too Well in Lincoln Park. Evette's elsewhere as well. He is Mitchell Abou Jamra.
Yep.
He is in the backseat, and I don't even want to talk. I don't have anything to say because Mitchell has with him a bag of food that is fresh. It is hot. It has just been prepared from Evette's. Let's start there. Let's start with food. Because Dan, I mean, you're dying too, right?
If this camera had smell-o-vision, these people would be finding us on Lincoln Avenue.
All right, so let's start with Evette's. Who is Evette?
So Evette's my teta. Teta means grandma in Lebanese culture. Teta is grandma, Jado is grandpa. So I named it after her. She's the matriarch of the family, was. Evette. Evette, not with a Y.
And the place is modeled after her
living room.
That's amazing.
That's really cool.
Her living room in some cultural kind of takes on it, right? So she spent a lot of time in her youth in Cuba, and then she came from Cuba to Lebanon to Michigan. So, and there's a lot of wicker in there because that's what she had when she came over in the 70s and 80s, and there's some bright colors that represent the Cuban culture, and so there's a lot of, and obviously the Mexican culture because there's a little bit of Mexican food twisted in there from my time spending in Arizona with my dad, so in Tucson, Arizona. So, there's a lot of these cultures mixed together, but yes, the majority of it, and the living room and everything's kind of designed all based around her memories I have of her.
I love that.
That's really cool.
That's really cool.
Did she have a cool Marshall speaker in there, too?
No.
No?
No.
That's your touch, yeah.
No, she didn't. I don't know, they had a TV. And she liked WWF a lot, so I don't know why I just thought of that right now, but I did. She loved the WWF. She didn't speak very good English, so I don't know, maybe the entertainment factor was what got her.
Yeah, you can learn English from watching Bruno Sammartino and Bob Backlund from back in the glory days. How do you define Lebanese cuisine? What is Lebanese cuisine?
I mean, most people now would know it as Mediterranean, right? And that's the encompassing classification of it would be Mediterranean. But for me, it's meat heavy and in herb heavy. So that's the way I grew up. Now there's other parts that are a lot more vegetarian, like falafel, for example. But I didn't have falafel until I was in college. I never knew what it was, right? So that's why you don't serve falafel. I wanted to stay true to what I was taught. But also my family is a bunch of butchers, right? So third, fourth generation butchers. So that's where we, most of our stuff comes from there. But a lot of it's defined by the spices, and a lot of it's defined by the techniques and, the classics. But
so growing up in a family of butchers, that means that you ate really well for not a lot of money.
Correct.
Because butchers know exactly how to make the most out of
every. And even back in the 80s and 90s, flank steak has quadrupled in price since the 90s because everybody just wants fajitas now, right? Same with all kind of these other, fancy, what we consider fancy meats now, right? I mean, the food history with a lot of that stuff is really cool. But yeah, like the take-home meats that we would get are now the expensive meats, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we're outside the Lincoln Park.
I don't want to hold this anymore.
Yeah.
I want you guys to eat it.
I want to hold it.
Okay. What are we looking at?
So
here?
this is probably the most popular dish on there is the super garlic feta fries.
I'm smelling the garlic.
Right. So it is scoop fries that it took me a very long time to find these and request them. I kept on going to French fry vendors and telling them I wanted something that looks like Frito scoops, but not like potato skins. Okay. So that's what they came up with. So they're like have wedges in them, so you can pick up the ingredients.
Oh man!
And the ingredients are za'atar, which is a spice, and I'll talk about feta, parsley, Evette sauce, and then za'atar mayonnaise. Evette sauce is like a confit or roasted garlic mixed with mayonnaise, lemon juice, and raw garlic.
Oh my gosh.
This interview's over.
Yeah.
I'm just focusing on this now.
Right.
Well, Dan and I will not be making out tonight.
No. Well, I mean, we're hitting the same sauce.
Right.
I mean, what's the difference anymore? I say, really, you're the only person I can make out with tonight.
Right. Yeah, the scoops was kind of what defined, a lot
Wow.
of what kind of defined the menu and really makes us unique, I think. Because you get loaded fries all over the time, but you just have to squeeze 4 or 5 together, or you guys use a fork, and this is just kind of
this whole thing.
Right.
What's the sweetness I'm tasting in here?
The confit garlic. So we take garlic and put it in oil and let it sit there for on the flat top for like 4 or 5 hours, and it caramelizes, so it becomes sweet. Like we can go to an Italian restaurant, and I got that from working at a French restaurant actually, Bistro 110, which was around for like 30 years.
In
And they used to
North,
put
I remember
roasted
Bistro
garlic, confit garlic, on every table with their baguette.
I actually remember like getting the roasted cloves, like spreading it on bread. Yeah,
Yep.
This is delicious. This is stupid.
Thank you.
The scoop is genius.
Thanks.
Scoop-like shape.
Well, it's shareable,
Yeah.
Right.
which is lovely. The address of the Lincoln Park location.
350 West Armitage.
So Evette's opened up a year and a half ago,
Yep, pretty much.
and then you just opened. You expanded. You have another location right next door, all too well.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that different from Evette's?
That's my attack on Subway. It used to be a it used to be a Subway,
I remember that movie.
and we probably didn't, obviously, but I would like to think that we closed them down because we got busy, and then corporate was renting it from my landlord, and then they couldn't find anybody to go in, so the corporate gave it up, and they asked me if I wanted it. So I took it. It's 2 kitchens in one. It saves on costs and labor and
Right.
everything. So I don't have to have 2 kitchens. I don't have to have 2 kitchen permits. I don't have to do all that stuff. So it's just one kitchen to rule them all.
Well, and Evette is your grandmother's living room. What is all too well? More of a grocery, right?
More of a grocery, and that's going back to my. I guess you can probably say the male side of the family would be like the butcher side, right? They owned grocery stores and markets and shops and delis, extending back to the 1920s, and then my immediate family came over here in the late 70s or middle 70s, and that's when they came over to work for those grocery stores, and then uncles opened their, dad opened his, grandpa Jiddo opened his, and then Jiddo's brother opened his, so like everyone had their own little market, deli, or butcher store, and then this is just kind of my way of contributing to that and being a part of that, right? So that's why I called it All Too Well, because it's, we know that business all too well. And then also the Taylor Swift fucking song. Sorry, I can't swear.
It's cool. Just shake it off, man.
I say this with all due respect. This would be great hangover food.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, this area, that's what this place used to be. It used to be a hot dog stand.
Okay.
And they did most of their business after 12
really?
o'clock when Stanley's closed and Gamekeepers and Cedric's, but they're all closed. So the idea is someday that they'll come back. And then when people get out of the concert, right? The concert venue.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I went to Gary Newman at Park West like 2 weeks ago. I was running too late because I thought about running by. I'm like, I need to stake my claim on my spot on the floor. I just didn't have time to eat beforehand, which is probably a good idea because I would have knocked people out with the garlic.
Yeah.
You had clear space, though.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of how you do it.
That's the pro move.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, man, this is great, Mitchell.
Good. And then I got tacos, too, because I wanted you guys to at least see the tacos, because this location has tacos in it. They're tacos, but they're, you got gyro in your chair, sorry.
Worse things have happened in this car. Believe me.
A present for later.
So there's chicken, gyro, and halloumi tacos. If you guys wanted to share one or take one each. I tried to find a way to make it, so here's the history between Lebanese people and Mexican people. So Lebanese people migrated from Lebanon, went to Mexico, all over the place, right? My family went to Michigan, some of my family went to Australia, a lot of people went to France, right? But the people that went to Mexico brought shawarma with them. They brought shawarma everywhere they went. The Mexicans took shawarma and ran with it and turned it into what we know as El Pastor. It's chicken or steak that's been stacked up on a vertical spit and then spun around, and it cooks from the outside in, right?
And that's shawarma.
And that's shawarma.
Okay.
El Pastor is pork marinated on a vertical spit, spins and cooks as it's spinning around. So they call it El Pastor, A.L. Pastor. They're paying tribute to the shepherds of Lebanon, right? That's why it's A.L. Pastor.
This meat is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
The shepherds of Lebanon right now.
So this is, all of them get the same. They get whipped feta, which is basically just feta mixed with cream cheese and whipped. Cucumber yogurt, and tabbouleh, radish, and onion, and a little bit of Aleppo pepper, which is like a Lebanese chili pepper, oil.
Well, the tabbouleh gives it that really fresh taste.
Right. And I have to talk to the staff because tabbouleh has too much bulgur in it, but whatever. Same. It'll work.
I love it. And
It'll work today.
And the herbs in here are...
Parsley.
That's what I'm tasting.
And just a ton of parsley.
You can taste parsley.
There's a little bit of green onion in there, and some cilantro to kind of make it a little Mexican flair.
Oh, man.
This is really good.
But so there's chicken, and then the halloumi. Halloumi is kind of what we've become popular for. It's very, really, really popular in England. So there's a lot of British people that come in here, specifically coming in here for halloumi.
Really?
And nobody knows about it here in the country. And I was looking for a protein substitute, not tofu, not falafel, and I stumbled upon halloumi about 4 or 5 years ago. And I've been waiting.
That's a new word for me.
Waiting to use it. It's a cheese that's very specific to an island called Cyprus, and it's made everywhere else, but they kind of own it. And it's a really firm cheese like feta, but when you fry it, put it on a flat top, it melts, but it holds its shape. So it is super unique, kind of like paneer, but even more sturdy and more like a really firm tofu. So that's like our vegetarian protein substitute. That's the one we've won all the kind of like a recognition for, at least.
There is so much going on with this taco.
It's a delight.
Well, there's that little bit of bite, which I'm assuming that's from the red onion, or is there...
Red onion, yeah.
Yeah.
The heat, you mean, or?
Just that kind of like...
Red onion is probably part of it. Like that's kind of the pungent part of it, and then the Aleppo kind of chili pepper, chili oil.
This is delicious.
It's amazing.
Good.
This is really...
Somebody got gyro too, so you get a little gyro, more gyro. Somebody got gyro plate and then one chicken plate. I don't know.
So is gyro a Lebanese? I mean, I think when I think of gyro, it's Greek.
No, it's Greek,
But it's
but it's Midwest.
It's very Midwest.
And that's where I grew up, right? That's what this is. You know, first generation, first born in this country. There's a lot of us, right? Like, and not even not first born. I'm lucky enough to be the firstborn. I take pride in that. But there's a lot of people that are just first born, first generation, right? And and you see all these documentaries, about especially Korean people and how they didn't want to bring their food to school and they were mocked and they were embarrassed and all this stuff. But now it's taken off, right? And there's all these cultures that we were embarrassed about our food to begin with, so we started to try to relate to it by mixing it with all the Midwestern food that we knew. So that's kind of what this is, right? Oh, there's napkins here, sorry.
Oh, are there? I have wet wipes.
There you go.
If it was in my car, I'd have my foot.
I miss doing this during the pandemic. The scramble for wet wipes, the spilling parsley down my shirt.
I had 2 toddlers during that time. There's wet wipes everywhere.
I mean, this podcast has been going for like 9 years, and for the first several years, my kids would always enjoy coming in the car the next morning saying, it smells like last night was Mexican food. Yep. Yep.
All right, here's the plates.
Oh my gosh.
Chicken.
You want to do it?
No,
Let's move on. That's
Okay.
mine. You guys, come on now.
Oh, good. Okay. I don't want you can't waste this. All
right, so we have chicken
Somebody has
shawarma
to eat all this.
Chicken shawarma
and gyro.
Oh shit, I can't see the. This is the gyro.
Okay.
She said somebody ordered chicken, somebody ordered gyro. So there's the gyro.
I figured I ordered for both of us. I figured.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, hang on.
Oh boy.
So the plate gets couscous, salad, chicken, fries.
Couscous. And that chicken, so that's just carved right off the
Right off the spit, yeah.
Oh my god.
So what's in this cool salad?
So the couscous salad, that's, I grew up with rice. I didn't really, Tata made couscous before, but not a lot. She mainly made the Lebanese rice, which was really good. It has like the vermicelli noodles in it, like fried raw noodles. But this was my take, and this is kind of my spin on it. It's got golden raisins, dates, almonds, parsley.
Oh my god.
And yeah, there's you guys'
You got silver.
parsley and a little bit of za'atar and sumac. And then the salad is our pretty salad, and I don't have anything else to call it, so I just call it pretty salad.
It's pretty.
But it's a take on fattoush. Fattoush salad is traditional, like sumac lemon oil, and that's all it is. The dressing is just sumac lemon oil, MSG, and salt. But the romaine, it's romaine lettuce, pomegranate seeds is kind of the key in there, feta, and the kind of classics, right? Like carrots, tomatoes, cucumbers. But
there's just so much flavor in this.
It's amazing.
Oh my god!
Do you mix it all? Or do you just kind of eat it separate? What do you?
I eat it separate. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the chicken and the couscous is good together. Mm-hmm. And there's some fries underneath the chicken for two reasons. One, I just wanted to put a little bit of fries in there. Mainly just makes it look like there's more chicken.
Sure.
I'm being honest.
This gyro, just this tastes different and better than what I'm used to. Mm-hmm. Why is this tasting different to me?
So, I spent a lot of time in the pandemic trying to find the right specs. Specs means like the different types of different brands, right? So I tasted, 15 different gyros specs. And I didn't know if I wanted to do it on a spit and shave it myself or get it made for me. And then I found this company called Devanco, and they just invested in this machine where they make giant batches of gyro, and they use a laser to shave it. And the laser goes around this huge thing of gyro and shaves it. So every piece is perfect sized. Every piece is cut the right way. And the seasoning in it is exactly the seasoning that we want in it. And the texture is what we want, right? So it does have a little bit of filling in there, but it's the right filling that we want for the right texture we want. So it's a long time, 3, 4, 5 weeks of me trying to find these. And 3, 4, 5 weeks in the pandemic is like 5 months regular time, right? So it's a place called Devanco. They're in the south suburbs, but they just make a really good gyro, and it's because of that giant laser, because it gets it consistent every single time.
This is delicious. And tell me again about the sauce you have on top of this.
So the sauce that's on top of that one, the gyro, is that cucumber yogurt, and then tahini.
Okay.
And tahini is basically sesame peanut butter. And we mix it with water and sumac. Sumac's a berry that is dried and ground, and it's kind of like tart in a way like lemon or lime is. So it adds that kind of sensation without it being a liquid.
Well, that's just it. I mean, because when we eat gyro in Chicago, we're used to that tzatziki sauce, and this is not this. Mm-mm. That's not this. This is a much more rich flavor. Mm-hmm.
Does this have the same sauce that was on the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really good.
Oh my Lord!
I haven't had this gyro in a minute because I've been over at Time Out Market, and we don't have gyro at Time Out Market. It's really good.
I was vegetarian for a long time, like maybe 10 years. And one of my first things I did when I reverted back to being a carnivore was gyro. Mm-hmm. I think more than any other meat, that was what I missed the most. And so when I dove back in, it was, the pita with the gyro, the white onions.
Did you become a carnivore again just for this show?
No.
I was like, the timeline lines up. You said, was that 10 years ago, and then this has been 9 years?
No, I was a vegetarian for like 10 years, but it wasn't 10 years.
Okay. Well, not tonight.
No. Hell no. This is great. Okay, so the other locations are where?
We just moved into Time Out Market March 16th. Time Out Market's, on Fulton Market.
Right.
So we got a downtown location.
It's a great location.
Yeah, it's awesome. No way I could afford it down there without the Time Out Market, right? Mm-hmm. We're at this stage. So yeah, I opened up 2 restaurants in a month while running another restaurant.
Wow.
It was crazy. Well, it is crazy.
And I complain about overbooking myself.
Right. And then we also run the kitchen at Spilt Milk, which is in Logan Square on California and Fullerton. Okay. There's the super garlic feta fries are on that menu, but everything else is kind of more bar food, right? Like we do a soft pretzel that's dipped in that za'atar spice and salt, so it's not just the salt on there. And a couple burgers and chicken poppers, stuff like that. Popcorn chicken.
I just got one of those raisins with the salad, and it's delicious. This plate is just balanced.
Yep.
This is my favorite episode of Cartoon Carne.
That's
Says
great.
Dan Dougherty selfishly.
Yeah. Very much so.
It's the one that benefits you the most.
I was going to say, I don't even care if you interview me anymore. This is totally worth it.
Oh, we still have to talk about your stuff.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't care. How am I going to talk when I'm, face full of food?
And here's the best news of all. We're not done with those fries.
No. No.
The hits keep coming here. Oh, this is just fantastic, Mitchell.
Good. I'm glad.
Thank you. It's so good.
And I don't think it's what people would expect.
No.
I think it's way better than people would
I
expect.
think they're expecting traditional Lebanese,
Yeah.
the most part, or they know that we've gotten some Mexican publicity, right, from the Mexican side of the menu with our tacos, so they're expecting more tacos, right? And we do have traditional Mexican tacos. We have our steak in our El Pastor, but those are on corn tortillas. But we kind of, to make it our own, since all the food needed to travel when we opened. We put a piece of American cheese in between the two tortillas. Keeps them moist and held together. Because when you get tacos to go, sometimes that corn, when it's steamed and in that wrapper, it gets soggy and falls apart.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that piece of cheese keeps it together and keeps it nice and soft and adds like a kind of a quesadilla aspect to it. Quesadilla taco.
Wow. This is just delightful. I realize I have a podcast to do here, but oh my God. Really, really nice job.
Good.
All right, so Evette's is open until when?
8 p.m. right now during the slower months. The colder months, a.k.a.
Sure.
And All Too Well is a daytime operation, and the hours there are...
10:30 to 3, 11 to 8 for this location for the Evettes, and then Time Out Market's 11 to 10 p.m. downtown.
So what would Evette think about all this?
If people ask that all the time, and I've even asked some of my aunts, right? And I don't. Nobody has a real answer. I think probably only Jiddo would know. She'd only tell Jiddo, even no matter what. Of course, she's going to tell us that she'd be happy and proud. And I mean, I know when I told my aunts, I asked my aunts if I could name it after her, and I know they all started crying. So it was a sweet moment.
That's incredible.
I love
Well,
it.
because of COVID, they haven't been here. And my they didn't want they're I'm not old, but they're older, right? In their 60s.
Right.
Sure.
So you couldn't really travel from Michigan to here. One, you just couldn't do it. It wasn't safe. And then one of my cousins had a kid, so then so she's taking care of that, and so it's been bad timing. They'll be down here soon, but my dad's been down to kind of test everything to make sure. I mean, he knows, 30 more years of Tata's food than I have.
There's just so much flavor going on this plate.
And I know where I'm taking my wife next time I come downtown. I mean, I'm going to look super cool. I'm going to be like, hey, look, trust me, I've got exquisite taste.
It literally is a block
right.
west of Park West.
Yeah.
Or, if you're going to Lincoln Park Zoo.
Yeah.
That's what we get a lot of
Yes.
traffic.
Oh my
Lincoln
God,
Park
yes.
Zoo. Yeah.
That's
Lights, we get really
brilliant.
busy. Yeah. And then the I really love it when people come in after the Green City Market.
Okay.
But I got a whole new group of people that I'm introducing Evettes to downtown, right?
For sure.
Well,
And people like me who just haven't gone out for 2 years.
right.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just catching up right now. This is great.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it wasn't great that we had to open up during a pandemic, but I mean, nobody else was, so we got a lot of publicity.
Yeah, well, and the
Right.
fact that you've done well for yourself during a pandemic
Right.
is like...
Well, and you kind of mentioned it.
Food is.
This neighborhood's gone through some transition. Stanley's isn't there. Gamekeepers isn't there.
Right.
I mean, you're kind of carrying the torch right now.
Yeah.
From
Food
the
desert, as everybody called it.
Yeah.
I never knew that's what people thought around here, but
I mean, at this point, it's you, Gay House, and Rinaldi's,
right.
which you're the affordable option
Right.
Yeah.
with all kinds of deliciousness.
In Gemini, and Gemini's so popular, and they're again not super affordable.
Oh, my God. Okay. Oh, my God. All right, so Dan Dougherty, who's been gracious enough to eat all the food. All the food. Let's talk about you for a little bit.
Oh,
Dan Dougherty is a returning guest on Car Con Carne. Dan Dougherty is a multi-talented person. I first came to know Dan Dougherty because of his work as an illustrator on the Beardo strip, Touching Evil, which I'm a fan of, and a Kickstarter contributor.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Did I fill out my survey?
I hope
did.
so.
Oh, no, you asked the goofy
Kind
questions.
of weird questions, yeah.
No, I know I filled that out.
Good, yeah.
What were some of those questions for the fulfillment?
One was, if there was a reality TV show that you could make based on your life, what would you call it? Absurd answers only. And the other one was, if you could come back reincarnated as anything, what would it be and what would your name be? And then the third was multiple choice. What's the greatest television show of all time? And it was A, Sopranos, B, Sopranos, C, Sopranos, D, all of the above.
I came late to The Sopranos. That was
Better late than never.
That was a late in life discovery for me. I mean, I knew of it, but I finally watched it like a year or two ago in its entirety. Loved it. The book, The Oral History of The Sopranos, which was pulled from the podcast episodes, is fantastic.
I have that book. I've listened to that whole series. It's great.
It's one of those books you could pick up on any page and just start reading, but I love that behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah. There's so many good stories, and there are several books about Sopranos that are really great. That's one of them. I think Woke Up This Morning is another one.
That's the name of The Oral History.
No, right? The Sopranos Sessions. Alan Sepinwall wrote it, and he was his take is really cool because he was a critic for the show. He was a critic during the show's tenure, and was one of the critics that was really like advocating for it. So yeah. Anyway,
by the way, for years when I started doing this show, I was very self-conscious about eating on microphone, on camera. Like, is it just weird? All bets are off.
No, this is like a episode of Hot Ones now.
Yeah.
It's I might go into a food coma at some point.
Right.
So if you ask any questions and I black out, it's because the food was so good.
So Dan, like I said, I came to know you as a cartoonist, an illustrator, a graphic novelist. Then I realized, oh shit, he's a great musician too. Last time you were on, we talked about your album Bad Ideas.
Yep.
Tonight we're talking about your new release, your forthcoming release, Fun Times Ahead. Mm-hmm. And they are.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose sight of the purpose, one of the motivating factors, one of the reasons you're here tonight. We'll dig into the album a little bit. Explain why we're talking about this right now.
Yes. So this was an album that I recorded with my primary band, but I brought in some great talent from the Joliet area. There's a huge, thriving music community in Joliet right now. Some of my favorite acts come from Joliet.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I need to get out there more.
You should. I mean, there's a bunch of venues besides the Rialto. There's also
the Forge.
Yeah, and then there's we play Chicago Street Pub a lot. There's Drunken Donut. There's
yeah, of course.
There's Elder Brewing has a lot of really good stuff happening there.
I need to get back out there.
Yeah, and then their outdoor venues are really great too. But so some of the musicians that played, I had a horn section for the first time, and the saxophone player Ellis Wright just absolutely crushed the songs that he was on. Like, he was on 5 of the 10 tracks. Is a phenomenal player, plays gigs a lot in the area. He's a full-time musician. We were really looking forward to having him a little bit more at gigs, as a guest artist coming in. And then right at the end of the recording sessions in 2021, he got this diagnosis, and it was colorectal cancer. So the good news is I've talked to him quite a bit. He's been going through treatments. Mm-hmm. He's I think currently getting an operation right now. He's doing well. He's a tough dude. He's a Navy veteran. I mean, he's somebody who has just so much like soul and passion, and is just super fun to be around. So, as a musician who plays all the time, this has been setting him back a little bit on his usual workload. So we're taking all of the proceeds from now until July 4th of any digital sales for the record, and we're giving it to him and his wife.
Literally, everything you make is going to him.
All of it, yeah.
You told me you were doing that, and that's so unbelievable. Because I know how much work goes into writing and recording an album.
I like this idea more because it just feels it felt really good when we were talking about it. Like, I talked about it with my band because it's like we had to make that decision together too. It's like, we all got to be on board with it, and I had to talk to him about it too. But I just really love that idea because, to be honest, like, the music thing, it's not my primary job anyways, right? So it's something I love to do. I'm very passionate about, but it kind of feeds my soul in a way that all my other stuff doesn't do. And that wouldn't have been possible without the Joliet scene in general, and without people like Ellis and all the guys around in that area. So anytime I can kind of, help out that scene or help out my friends or anything like that, it's a pretty easy decision.
I love that. And again, the new release is Fun Times Ahead. When does that come out?
So I actually decided to just launch it today.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I put it on, this morning I put it on Bandcamp.
So as of Wednesday, April 6th, it's out in the universe.
I made a decision and I went with it. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually, we were trying to get it, mastered and finished and everything, and still do it right. I didn't want to rush anything either, and we definitely didn't. We took our time with it. Bill Aldridge over at Third City Sound did an amazing job, as usual. It's my second time recording with him. But I was like, man, I'd love to be able to talk about this on Car Con Carne, and I'd love to be able to start this and have a 90-day window, which would end on 4th of July, which I thought
perfect.
was kind of awesome.
Smart.
So that's today. And so I was like, you know what? It all worked out, and then I got to come here and talk to you and have the most delicious food ever.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, okay, Bandcamp. I love Bandcamp. I love, the ethical way they treat artists.
Yeah.
Go to Bandcamp. Just Dan Dougherty on Bandcamp?
Yep. Yeah, no, it's just my name. You'll see on there 3 albums. The one that is with Ellis is Fun Times Ahead. But if you're interested too, there is Bad Ideas on there as well. And my old band On the Off Chance is White Shoes, Black Waters on there as well.
I love it. So, buy cool music. Do it for a wonderful cause, supporting a member of our community, a member of Dan's band, someone who, fantastic musician. Let's talk a little bit about some of the songs people will hear. Fair?
Yeah.
So,
I want your take on it, because not too many people have heard this yet.
ooh. Well, let's talk about Shackled to the Drawing Board, because you mentioned the horns.
Yeah.
And the horns are there. There are some jazzy aspects to this.
Like a New Orleans kind of feel, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, you're putting words in my mouth. But
Sorry.
yes.
I won't.
But Shackled to the Drawing Board, I mentioned you're a cartoonist. Does this qualify as write what you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So is that feeling of you have to produce something and...
Yeah, it's definitely one of those songs that is motivated by the love-hate relationship I have with, loving what... It's that whole thing of, like, when they say, like, love what you do and you'll never work a day in your life. I think it's the opposite. I think love what you do and you will work every day of your life.
Right. You're looking at it right now.
Right? Yeah. I mean, the hustle doesn't stop.
The hustle never stops.
I try to make a fun song out of it. It's an upbeat song. It's not meant to be, boo-hoo about having to be drawing all the time, but it is kind of saying, like, I believe I can do better. One foot reaching for a ladder, one foot reaching for the top. It's like it's constantly talking about that thing of ambition and drive that you need if you're going to do this thing that you want to do for the rest of your life.
Mitchell, would you agree? The hustle never stops?
Yeah. No. Even when you try.
Yeah, even when you try.
At least it's delicious, though, yeah.
Well, I don't know about you.
Even when you try.
I have a day job, but this is what I do when I'm not working my day job. And I find if I have free time to myself and I'm not doing anything, I get anxious. Like, shit, I should be doing X, Y, and Z. Like, I have a hard time not doing stuff.
Right.
Same.
I need to be better about that.
It sounds like you're only perpetuating it by saying I need to do better. Yeah, I feel the same. My wife tells me I'm a workaholic. My friends tell me the same. My family. I don't know how to sit still. I have a hard time with it. It's amazing that I've sat in this car this long. It was you guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're in the Midwest. Dan, you grew up on it. I grew up on it. Power pop. Power pop defines a lot of the sound. I mean, from Cheap Trick on. You have a great power pop song in here, "Troubled Times."
Yeah, thank you.
That is about as Midwestern as it gets.
Yep, it felt right to lead with that. It was like you always. I think the Midwest mentality too is like you come out swinging on the album, right? It's like you come out here, boom. this is going to set the tone for the rest of these tracks. Like, we're capable of this. And so Troubled Times, we led with that, and it's definitely in keeping with that feel and that energy that we wanted to get people excited about, because you're in for a ride on that album. I feel like I kind of tried to go in a bunch of different directions that I love and end on a high note, but I always feel like if you don't get them in the first couple songs, you're not going to get them.
Well, let's talk about those first couple songs, because you surprised me in a good way with Run Out of Road. This is like your club song.
Yeah. It's 4 on the floor.
4 on the floor. Did
Yeah.
not expect this.
You know what? And I wrote it during COVID. And I wrote it on GarageBand first, and I was just playing around with beats, and I found one of those 4 on the floor beats. I'm like, I've never done this before. And I just took it, and then I sent that sample to my drummer, who made the version that ends up on the album. But it kind of came from that simple, like, let's just get to it, like get the people moving. And anytime we play that live, it is a highlight of the whole show. We blow that one out where we'll have extended sax solos and just letting it rip.
I don't know what 4 on the floor means.
It's just constant dance. Like, think of a dance beat, so it's like boom, tss, boom, tss, boom, tss,
That song's a little bit of Blue-Eyed Soul too.
Sure, I'll take that too. Yeah, I think that's a good comparison.
So, speaking of the Midwest, I mean, you put it all out there. You're the boy from Illinois. There's a song in there called "Boy from Illinois." Again, write what you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's. There's a lot of songs that I feel like speak to directly my experience.
And this is kind of a bluesy song, which.
Yeah, it's a dirty bluesy song. I kind of think of like, not quite the same, but like when Nick Cave was doing like Grinder Man stuff, when it was a little like just filthy, but had that good beat and that good just that simple, a lot of repetitive riff kind of stuff. But yeah, no, I love Boy from Illinois. What am I kidding? I love my whole album, so.
Which again, it's available now on Bandcamp. It is Fun Times Ahead.
Yeah.
The title track. Got to run myself into the ground. Got to run the ship until it sinks. Feel like we just covered that.
Got a theme going.
And again, the sax sounds great on this.
Yeah, and that it wasn't initially. That's one where it initially wasn't supposed to be on there.
The sax wasn't?
When we first conceived of the song, it had nothing to do with the saxophone, and that's how great Ellis is. Was we heard him on the other tracks. He did like 3 of the 5 in a session or 2. Like, he really just knocked them right out. Or no, 2 of the 5. That's what it was. And then I was like, man, this guy, he just sits so good in the pockets of these songs. And I started thinking, I'm like, can we put him on here more? Like, because he was, really just him, and to be credit to the whole horn section, Patrick Wright on trumpet and Will Cooper, who's my bandmate, on trombone. So I was like, hey man, could you do something on Fun Times Ahead and make it feel kind of like SNL-y, Like,
oh my God, okay.
Like let it feel like that fun lead sax that you hear at the beginning of the show. And he was like, I already know what this is.
That's amazing. Well, you talked about how Run Out of Road is a great song to play for people, and that.
Yeah.
I've got to think this song has the same. Just the refrain, "Fun Times Ahead, until the day we're dead." I can visualize how that translates on stage.
It gets every crowd I've ever played with going. They sing along. I basically, if they don't sing along, I make them sing along. But they it's just a good kind of anthemic chorus, and frequently we close with that. So we let it rip. And last time we played a gig, we actually had 2 saxophone players, because we had just came from the Rialto doing a big Irish thing. Tim Plaker puts on this like kind of variety show kind of thing that we were part of, but then we did the after party, so we had 2 sax players. We turned that song into like a 12-minute song. It was insane. It was amazing, but it was like, I don't think I've ever played this for this long.
It became your cashmere.
Yeah.
I love that. So the last album was on vinyl. Are you going vinyl with this one?
I am, but it's going to probably...
Supply chain issues?
Yes. Yeah, it's probably going to take longer and be more expensive. I looked into it a couple months ago, knowing that, I was trying to prep for this.
Right.
And when the first album came out, I was already like, oh man, it takes like 12 weeks to turn around, to get the
12 weeks. That's nothing.
That's nothing
by modern standards. Yeah.
Now it's like 6 to 12 months.
Wow.
And in some cases, the cost goes up too.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack White actually, I don't know if you saw that video. I posted that thing. He called out all the major labels and was like, "Look, I've got people constantly messaging me, asking to take the overload of what they can't do." And he's like, "And I'm just running this. I'm me. Like it's
right.
It's owner operator right here. You got these huge labels who aren't doing that, but they are pressing more records than ever. Like that was the pivot during COVID was can't do shows. We're going to sell merchandise.
Right.
What are we going to sell? We're going to sell vinyl. So, not to knock them, but Taylor Swift's going to pull more weight than I'm going to.
Of course.
And she's going to make her record before everyone else gets to. Sorry, Tay-Tay, I love you, but I'm just saying you get first dibs. I do not. So it's going to probably take a little longer, but I am pretty determined because I love vinyl. I specifically got artwork for the vinyl that was from artists that I love. The guy who did the cover, Chuck Pavoni.
Love the cover.
It's awesome. My friend Ali Cantarella did the typography for it. I'm going to do some art for the back and for the, because I gotta throw down too. I love doing it up, like having the download card and the and the lyric sheet and all the fun labels and like last time my drummer Brett Figueroa did the design for the labels on the actual vinyl. So it's like I just love that stuff too much to not do it.
Mitchell, are you a vinyl collector, or is that not your thing?
Nope.
All right, so
father-in-law is, but not me.
All right, so then for Dan Dougherty's new album, go listen to Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Okay.
But tell your father-in-law in 6 to 12 months.
Yeah. He and I have to talk. Yeah. I'll trade him for food.
Right.
Well, All Too Well. So the rumor is, I was told All Too Well used to be a record shop.
Oh, really?
So it was before it was Subway. There was something else before that. But people in the neighborhood, they know everything about the neighborhood.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
And they knew what the bank was before that. They knew what everything was before that. And so they, somebody told me that was a record shop, and I asked somebody else. I was like, "Yeah, I forgot about that. It used to be a record shop."
Wow.
And I never had records. I'm a CD kid.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
I barely only had one tape. I had one crisscross tape. And that was it, I think.
Did it make you jump?
Yeah. And I think then it went right into CDs. So I had CDs, and so for this, I had that same Marshall speaker over at All Too Well that you saw that.
Okay, yeah.
So I just got it's kind of like our trademark thing. Everywhere we go, we'll have those Marshall speakers.
I immediately noticed it when I went in. I was like, this is the first thing I noticed.
So I got like I think 4 or 5 of like some of my favorite CDs of all time, and I put them right next to the one and
that's fun.
In All Too Well to kind of represent it used to be a record store. Not a record.
I had no idea.
And I was going to go buy records, and I'm like, what? I've never owned a record. This is fake. So I just didn't do it. I went CDs instead.
Well, CDs are actually making a comeback, and I think cassettes are
because of the supply chain issues.
Yeah. Like, this is all we can get.
I was at Reckless yesterday, and even like their cheapo CDs were like $3 a piece.
Yeah. It's I don't know where the end in sight is either.
No.
And that bleeds over into my comic and kids book stuff too. I mean, all that stuff is delayed or
I bet.
Or the price went up like 10-15%. It's hurting everybody, and a lot of times people even if they have the supply, it's the chain too, and their books will be sitting on a boat for 6 months when they could have just because they couldn't get the doc that they wanted, or whatever.
Those CDs weren't cheap either. I had to rebuy them, obviously.
Jeez.
Could have went home and got them, but I didn't really go home. But I picked like the 5 like most important to me growing up. But they were like $20 each.
What are they?
Yeah, come on, yeah. I mean, you can't float that out there without telling us what they are.
Oh,
was it crisscross?
no, that was a tape.
Okay, that was the tape.
One of Kanye's albums,
Okay.
Nirvana.
Which Nirvana?
Nevermind or In Utero?
Never mind.
Or Unplugged in New York,
Or Unplugged in New York.
which I think is an enduring testament of the band.
It is great.
The Wu-Tang album, Liquid
Entered
Swords.
Oh, okay, Liquid Swords.
Jizza's Liquid Swords.
Okay.
Stevie Ray Vaughan's Greatest Hits.
Okay.
Oh shit, I don't remember what the other one is.
Can't go wrong with Stevie Ray.
No, and
That was
Double
only
Trouble.
4, right? I don't remember what the other one was.
Unless we want to count Crisscross. I know he was a cassette. I know it's a cassette, but
It counts, but yeah,
You know.
crisscross.
I don't remember. I think there's another one, but I don't remember what it is.
All right, so in summary, we've been eating really just amazingly delicious food from Evette's for the past, I don't know how long.
I blacked out several times.
I've really enjoyed this food. Thank you, Mitchell. This is
Thank you, really.
Yep.
This is fantastic. And again, I don't think it's what people would expect.
No.
It's better. It's
I don't think I've ever tasted anything as uniquely delicious as this.
well, and this gyro just tasted so much more vibrant than you'd get at any of the millions of Chicago gyro places.
And now I kind of want to come here during the daytime and check out All Too Well just to see what you guys have.
Do a little grab and go.
Yeah.
Grab a sandwich.
Grab sandwich to go, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we've been eating at Evette's. You can go to Evette's. You can go to All Too Well in Lincoln Park over here. Maybe, back time, allow yourself some time before a Park West show or before going to the zoo or just wandering Lincoln Park, obviously this area. In the summertime, go walking through Oz Park. Start over here. Go for the long walk. Bring a sandwich with you.
Yeah.
Get a cold beverage.
Bring two.
Bring two. You are Dan Dougherty. Almost said Dan Dougherty. Jesus. You are Dan Dougherty, returning guest. The new album is available on Bandcamp. Proceeds, all the proceeds are going to help
Ellis Wright.
Ellis Wright.
Yeah.
Bandmate, musician, good human being.
Guy has a killer smile, too. I'm just saying.
Oh, sold.
You see some photos of him, you're like, geez, look at that smile.
Fun Times Ahead is the new album from Dan Dougherty. Go to Bandcamp, buy it, and get some good music that is yours forever, and you get to support Ellis, which
It's win-win.
win-win. All right, gentlemen, thank you for doing this. Thanks for hanging out on Lincoln Avenue. I realized at one point, maybe 20 minutes ago, the windows started to steam over.
We were fogged in.
Yeah, it was a Titanic moment. It was great. I was going to put my hand in the glass. Just slowly.
Everything started, and now it's too warm because I turned on the defrost. But that's when the police come. Is when we're sitting here on the street and the windows are completely fogged over and you can't look in. I'm like, I better.
I'm drawing you both like one of my French girls.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.